Hi, it's Anika from Living for Later. Does your actions match your confession? So I've been reading through the book of Ezra, and in Ezra chapter 8, we see Ezra leading the second group of exiles back to Jerusalem. And Ezra says something that's very interesting in chapter 8. He says, I was embarrassed to go and ask the king to send soldiers and footmen to protect us on our journey back, because the journey took it was approximately 900 miles, and it would take about 4 months, and they would have to go through dangerous territory, right, to get to Jerusalem. But Ezra says something very interesting. He said, I was embarrassed to go and ask the king to send his soldiers along to protect us, because I had declared to the king that the Lord is our protector and that he would be there for us. So instead of going to the king to be his source, Ezra gathered the people that were going back with him, and they fasted and prayed. And I love how in Ezra chapter 8 verse 23 it says, so we fasted and earnestly prayed that our God would take care of us, and he heard our prayers. Ezra's confession actions matched his confession, right? And I think oftentimes we go around and we confess all these great things about what we believe in the Lord, and then when we're faced with difficulties, our actions don't line up with the things that we've confessed, right? We may go around and say, oh yes, the Lord is sovereign. He is in control, and he is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear, right? The Lord is my fortress. He's going to protect me from danger. We make all these declarations, and then we get worked up when certain people may be in office or certain legislation is passed, and we get worried and we're fretful and we're picketing, and our actions don't line up with our confession. Or we may say, oh, I believe that the Lord is my provider, and he's going to give me exactly what I need. He's going to give me my daily bread. And then when lack threatens us, right, we become worried, and we're concerned about what we're going to eat, where we're going to lay our heads, and we leave, get stressed out, and we can't sleep at night, right? So again, our actions aren't lining up with our confession. Or it may be, oh, God is all that I need. He's my everything. And then we get lonely, and we're looking for a man or a woman to affirm us, right? And to fill whatever lonely void is there. And it's not really lining up with our confession that God is all we need. But I think that sometimes, honestly, we can confess these things and we want to believe it, but I think that our humanity kicks in, right? And we become fearful, or we become weary. But I think that we can take a note out of a page out of Ezra's book, and what he did was they fasted and prayed. And I think that for our actions to really match our confession, we can't neglect fasting and praying, because that helps to fuel our faith, right? We make these great confessions, but we can't walk them through in our own strength. So when we take that time to have our faith fueled, right, in prayer and in fasting, it gives us some legs to stand on, right? Because we're not standing on our own. We're standing by the grace of God. So I want to encourage you to take inventory. What have you been confessing about the Lord? People are watching. Are your actions lining up? Or are they going, oh, there goes another Christian who's making all these confessions, and they're living just like me? Let your actions match your confession, and do that through fasting and praying, to be fueled and build up to move forward in what you're actually saying. All right, you be blessed.